So let's continue with the next topic. Actually, in this unit, two topics are there which are required to understand the machine learning algorithm in detail. Means the structure, concept, an idea behind machine learning algorithm can be is lying in this particular topic, that is linear algebra, and one more is there called as calculus. So there we have differential calculus and integral calculus. So this technique also we will see, and I will show this thing practically also, how these operations are done, and some more algorithms. Okay, maybe that algorithms are not possible right now to show. I'll show the list of algorithms also which are used in machine learning. They are based on the linear algebra concept. They are completely based on linear algebra concept, like the concept of matrix or concept of vectors are used by many algorithms, and implementing that they have created their internal algorithm for performing the predictions. Even some algorithms are there which are in unsupervised learning and semi-supervised learning also. They are using this particular method. So first part of this unit is linear algebra that we will see. So maybe if you have learned somewhere, maybe if you have heard about the same thing in mathematics also, what exactly the meaning of linear algebra is. So it's a central to almost all the areas of mathematics, part of basic algebra, but the focusing on generating the linear equations. So it's fundamental in modern representation of geometry, including defining basic objects such as lines, planes, and rotations. The equation that we have seen, I don't know why the sequence is like that. We have seen already linear regression, and then we are learning about linear algebra. The equation of line is also the part of linear algebra, because on that equation the algebraic methods in linear algebra are best. Okay, they are based on that. Even not only lines but the planes also, plane hyperplanes that we are going to draw, like some machine learning algorithm are drawing hyperplane to separate it. Some machine learning algorithm draws a line to separate the classes to have a classification. But how these methods are actually used? So they are having a support of linear algebraic equation there. Even in rotations also, I want to identify the line of best separation, not the line of best fit, line of best separation. So they are also can be identified with the help of the linear algebraic equations. So like on functional analysis, the branch of mathematical analysis may be as basically the application of linear algebra to spaces of functions. So many different functions, that functions are applied at specific locations to get the data from it, or use the equations at specific time. So we can make use of it. We have to identify that. But to identify that, we must be knowing the fundamentals of linear algebra. So it's also used in most sciences and field of engineering, because modeling may be natural phenomena and computing efficiently with such models. Common linear models, lot many linear models are there. See, even in linear equation, linear regression itself, there are 12 different regression models are there. All we don't have in syllabus. I just have told about ransack regression. So ransack regression is also linear regression, but it uses, or it makes use of outliers, and based on that the linear model is created. Or there is a equation called isotonic regression. Isotonic, it is a modified form of linear regression. With the help of that, more accuracy can be achieved. Isotonic, or some concept called a regularization. We are having that concept regularization in this unit. Using regularization, again the overfitting models in linear regression can be reduced. Overfitting concept can be removed, or it can be taken care of. Remember, underfitting also. Ridge regression, lasso regression, elastic net regression. These methods are there which are having a support of different technique of linear algebra. That's why it is required to understand, or whenever to build a linear model, not perfectly linear. Linear model contains some many topics around it. So for every topic, we need to understand the concept of equation which are present inside a linear algebra. That's why it's required. For non-linear system, which cannot be modeled with linear algebra, it's often to use dealing with first order approximations, using the fact that the differential of multivariate function is the point, and a linear map that best approximate the function near that point. So this is second part of it. Differential calculus. Okay, like finding a derivative or the partial derivative of it. Why to use, how to use. That's a part of the calculus. So when you are using non-linear systems, then the different calculation methods are applied. Based on that, the machine learning models will be created. That we'll see as a second part of this unit. Now see, the base of linear algebra is the linear equations. linear equations. So it's a branch of mathematics concerning linear equations such as a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus a3 x3 gone. And performing all operation, we got the value of b. We are getting the value of b. Now, if you just do this operation in array format and you plot that, we'll get a perfect straight line there. Perfect straight line. Because they are linear and they are proportional. They are linear and they are proportional. Their multiplication factor is there for everyone. So proportionally they will be increasing there. Or we have a linear map. So linear map representation is like this. You can see x1 to xn where the arrow. x1, a1, x1 plus a2, x2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. And their representation in vector spaces and through the matrices. So two different elements of linear algebra are present, which are that the first element is vector, second element is matrix. We'll be focusing on both of them. How vector arithmetic is done, how matrix arithmetic is done, and how they are linked together in the form of the linear equations. Okay, that also we'll see. So let's continue. Okay. So numerical linear algebra. So another concept, you have numerical concept linear algebra. So application of linear algebra in computer is called as numerical linear algebra in the computer. That's why in the programming languages we need to make use of some kind of concept like arrays, and with the help of it the number operations are possible. Whether you are collecting, we're having a collection of data into the array format, a collection of data into the two-dimensional, one-dimensional, two-dimensional array format. So anything is possible with that. These numbers are stored and they are of same type. Either all element will be a full number, that is integer number, or all element will be a decimal point number or a floating point number present there. It is more than just the implementation of linear algebra operation. And code libraries also include the careful handling of the problem of applied mathematics, such as working with the limited floating point precision of digital computers. Limited, so basically everywhere limited floating point precisions are there, means only till 16 digit, only 10 digits or 8 digits that floating point number will be shown. Remember, Python is not an exception to all, and because of that, if you want to create a good precision results, so your programming language and the computer system should be supporting to that. That's what the requirement is. So computers are good performing linear algebra calculations, but much more dependence on the graphical processing unit also. See, when you are working at large array level, when you're using a deep learning application, that time huge amount of processing power is required. And there the arrays are created, the numerical elements are created in the lakhs of rows and columns. Okay, that time we require a graphical processing unit to work. That's the advanced part when you're going to learn about deep learning. So we'll get to know about the same idea again. So there another concept is called a tensor. Tensor is an idea which is used in the deep learning, and with the help of it, in array processing will be done at very high level. So we'll be starting basically from this session. So by modern machines of deep learning, this is because of their ability to compute linear algebra operations fast. They're having multiple cores. Core is there. Microprocessor cores are there. They'll be distributed among multiple different cores, and the task will be combined together at a central location. Fine. Yeah. Now, what is the relationship between linear algebra and statistics? Because we are learning statistics and we are learning linear algebra inside it. So what relationship is there? Where and why to apply? Some clear finger points of linear algebra on statistics and statistical method include, see, how do we use a vector and matrix notation, especially with multivariate statistics? Multivariate, most of the statistics is connected to the same one. Multiple variables, multiple features are given as input, and based on that features, we are building the models. Fine, multiple features are there. So this is called as multivariate statistics. There we are having the data either in single dimension input, that is vector, or multidimensional input, that is matrix. Fine. So the data is in this particular format. Second case, solution to least square and weighted least square, such as linear regression. So obviously, so linear regression requires the data and to be in connection format, and more specifically, it is linear regression. That's why the equation which is present in linear regression or least square regression are linear. Remember. Then estimate of mean and variance of data matrices. We have seen this concept as the measure of tendency. Okay, so to do this operation of finding a mean and variance of data, can use linear algebra. Then yeah, next covariance matrix. That also we have already seen. Covariance that plays a key role in the multinomial Gaussian distribution. Multinomial Gaussian distribution. So to find the covariance, we'll be having the idea of linear algebra behind it. Last one, principal component analysis. Principal component analysis is a technique of dimensionality reduction. With the help of it, the number of features commonly, which are given as input to the algorithm, can be reduced. Okay, they can be reduced, and after that, we are effectively using this idea to improve the performance of algorithms. This is called a dimensionality reduction technique, which we use, and this is principal component analysis basically make use of it. But technically speaking, PCA makes use of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Eigenvalues and eigenvectors, they plays very important role in this principal component analysis, which is the part of linear algebra. Okay, so to do this all kind of statistics, we require the base of linear algebra. That's why we need to understand and learn about it. I'll enlist some special machine learning algorithm also, which makes use of this. But before that, let's see. It's a application. So matrix of engineering, such as lines of string, graphs, networks, such as analyzing a network, we can make use of the same. Markov matrices, population economics, population growth, linear programming, which is the simplex optimization method. In that also we are using linear algebra. Yes, Fourier series, linear algebra for functions, and which are used widely in signal analysis. Signal analysis operations are there, so that can be done with the help of Fourier series. And linear algebra can be used for statistics and probability, again least square regression. And finally, in computer graphics, such as various translation of, maybe if you have learned computer graphics, you might be knowing translation of the images, rescaling of images, rotation of images. All these operations are possible with linear because they are represented in the matrix format. The images are represented in matrix format, just like deep learning contains, the computer graphics also contains. So to do this operation, we need to perform the matrix operations with the help of that. Matrix operation itself is an algebraic operation. Okay, that's what we need to know. Okay, that's the application of linear algebra. And what are the spatial algorithms where linear algebra is used? Now, the first is data set and data files. See, every data set can contain the data in numbers, arrays, and you have to do some analytical operation on that before using in machine learning. So linear algebra may be required. Images and photographs, yes, that's what I told. Deep learning, okay, whenever you have to do image analysis in using machine learning, so we require the neural network like deep learning. CNN are required, so their complete analytics is done with the help of the linear algebra in the form of matrix. Basically talking technically, it's a matrix that they are using there. One-hot encoding is the technique of converting strings, that is categorical variable, into number format. So there also the linear algebra is required. So that's a pre-processing technique, because machine learning algorithm cannot take the data in the string format, so it needs to convert into number format. One-hot encoding is the method of it. Linear regression already we have seen, so there also the same linear algebra is required. Regularization is a supporting technique for linear regression. As I told, regularization is of two types, L1 and L2 regularizations are there, level 1, level 2. So with this regularization, it's possible to reduce the effect of overfitting. Okay, ridge, lasso, and elastic net, three different regression methods are there which take the support of regularization, and with the help of it, overfitting effect can be reduced. Next is principal component analysis, PCA. I have told about it. It makes use of eigenvalues and eigenvectors, and with the help of it, the most important parameter, most important features, basically they are merged, correlated, or redundant will be removed, and with the help of it, the most robust model of robust data set will be given as input to the algorithms. Then SVD, we are having this SVD in this session, in this unit itself, singular value decomposition. So basically PCA itself is a part of decomposition. PCA is there, or LDA is also there. Linear discriminant analysis, LDA. Okay, it's not mentioned here, but it's also the part of linear algebra. It's also used to perform the dimensionality reduction technique in machine learning. Third, latent semantic analysis, rarely used, but good technique. Very linear algebra is used. Recommendation systems. So in recommendation system means like we have searched something in the previous data, and based on that search, you have to choose recommendation to the users. Like I have watched a video on YouTube, and then similar videos are shown to me on the right side of that window. So this is what we call recommendation system. There are two methods are there: collaborative filtering and content based filtering. So in collaborative filtering, linear algebra is essential. And the last one, deep learning, connected to point number 2, image processing with the help of convolutional neural network. Not only that, even in the form of recurrent neural network, we require the linear algebra. So make sure why we are learning linear algebra, because the topics are there connected with the machine learning, which are mentioned over here. Okay, so just a minute, we'll take a break of 3 minutes and then we will continue with the remaining topics.